what I think is important to look at is like, do you have, so people go, I need to read more books. It's like, no, you need to have a reading culture, right? Is that you have a coffee culture, right? You might have a training culture, but you don't have a reading culture.
Yeah.
So you don't have this is when I read. And people go, I do it at nighttime, but then I fall asleep. It's like, then don't do it at nighttime. Yeah, you do it during the morning or whenever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like download the app on here called In Moment, right? And it tells you how long you spend on the phone. It's like, don't tell me you don't have time to read. It's just saying you don't choose not to. And which is fine, just at least be honest with yourself. I don't care what that is, that's you.
Yeah, cool.
And so that's where it's like, what people go, I need to read more books. It's like, no, you need a reading culture, and then you'll just consume books. And so for me, I was like, right, every morning, that's what I'm going to do. And I have the opportunity, I go to the cafe and I do this. Now, not everyone has that, but not everyone works at the gym till 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night and morning. So there's variables, there's a trade-off with everything.
Make it work for you. Yeah.
Sure, exactly right, make it work for you. And so what the most important thing, and so if we really want to get into this, I think, so the biggest advancement in one of my clients' mum's time, her life, was the fridge. Because for the first time ever, we could actually save food. Ever. Before that, it's like it's going to go off, you have to eat it. That's why you need to eat all your dinner. Because that advice comes from like the Depression era. Right, era.
That depressing.
Yeah. Well, it's because that's where like rice doesn't go off so easily, potatoes, all these sorts of things. Actually, rice can actually get quite bacterial. But yeah, so in that circumstance, it's like those foods became very popular during that period, same with breads. And so because they could last a little while. Whereas as soon as the fridge came in, everything could last. And so that was one of the biggest advancements during that period. Now, I think one of the biggest advancements during this period is audio and long form audio. People say video on YouTube and stuff, that's great. But here's the thing, with long form audio, it's not just now that I get to, so you can consume a book a week, right, on Audible by putting it at 1.5 speed and washing the fucking dishes. You can literally educate yourself 50 books a year by washing dishes, cooking food, doing the gardening.
It's filler content.
It is the first time ever people go, I don't understand, I don't listen to it all. It's like, yeah, but you can tell me about the news and songs you don't like. It's like your brain picks it up. Don't worry about that. Like it's just keep stumbling forward on some degree. And so what that's also doing though is that now that, and this is what I do with my podcast. I post something on Instagram and in my podcast I get to sit there and pull that quote apart and what I think and what I believe. And people go, right, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. For the first time ever, that can happen. Yeah. And so we're actually taking the power away from the media that has actually had a stranglehold on what people see and think for so long. People are underestimating the power of audio and, more important, long-form audio, because we get to have a discussion about what we're trying to pull apart and really get to something rather than it being shiny, edited for a particular agenda. And that is power. I think that's one of the most biggest advancements in our time.